peep a lot of stuff. I observe the company you keep. Think about it. Once you change a lot of stuff about yourself, you're gonna take a lot of stuff that you used to do out your life. When we was coming up, we would look up to our daddies or uncles and stuff. Nowadays, the mamas look up to their daughters.
You're trying to stay with the trends. That's true.
I remember being a teenager. All the rappers, when we was coming up, was teaching people if they sold drugs, they was selling drugs to get stores, properties, and the rappers nowadays is teaching you how to do the drugs.
I ain't never looking at it like
what the fuck?
They promoting it.
Yeah, they promote it.
Then on the tombstone, you had to have a statement or phrase. What would it say?
Honestly. I like it.
I ain't acting, I'm just speaking what I see behind the lens. Even though I'm speaking roles, the creator I am.
Manifest, elevate, you won't be okay. I'ma focus on myself either way. Give you love, give you eyes, show you the way. I plant the seeds and watch them blossom. Our soul is power, solar power. We don't fold, we don't know no cowards. We expose those who hide our power. Self-conquer, watch the rest devour.
Peace, love, prosperity, family. It's King Enlighten on the Mood Different podcast. This is Mood Different Mondays. And today I have another guest on episode 3. I have Steven Anderson, also known as A1. He is an artist, he is an author, and he is an actor. An actor in the movie Love and Drugs Part 2 and many others, and also an artist that's been in the independent music business since over 10 years. Not to mention that he is, I said author, I said artist, and an actor, right? So before I go any longer, I want to let you know, when I first met this man and I heard just a small bit of his stories, I had to salute him. I had to support. I had to grab the book. I was reading the book and I was just gravitating, hung on to every single page. A person of this caliber, a man, a father, a brother, a son that overcame all the challenges he had and still able to reach entrepreneurial success. This is a man you want to listen to. So today I want to bring to you the artist A1, actor, and author Steven Anderson. Please and thank you for joining the Mood Different podcast. No problem. Thank you. So, first thing I want you to do is let me know a little bit more about like what inspired you to start making music in the first place.
Well, what inspired me, I always liked the music, so I was like, when I was little, we used to dance. I go all the way back from the group Crisscross.
Yeah,
I used to do their little dance moves and stuff like that. So as I got older, I started like, I want to make music myself. So I started trying it when I was younger. And just, when you first start doing it, you ain't that good. So, I just started doing it over and over, and I got a little better. So that's what inspired me, basically, them Crisscross.
Okay. And outside of Crisscross, I know you're born and raised in Kansas City, Missouri, right?
Yes.
What were some of the local artists, if any, or people from out of town that you gravitated to?
The rappers out of town, mostly I listen to, Ice Cube, Tupac, of course. Let me see, who else?
What's that one artist out there?
Spice.
It's one. What's the rapper that passed away that's from the Bay? Everybody used to listen to.
Mac Dre.
Mac Dre.
Yeah, I listen to Mac Dre for sure. J Diggs, Missy Moore, E40. Let's see what's some more. Let's see. I forgot their names. MC Ren, Easy E, stuff like that.
So out of all those artists, and you talk about Crisscross, who was the one that you say your music related to the most? Back then, not this one.
I gotta say Tupac.
All right, I can see that based on the book, based on the music I heard.
I was a big Tupac fan. Yeah.
So did that stem a little bit from acting too? Because Tupac was in a lot of different films. So what made you start the transition? Like, I'm gonna get this acting thing a chance.
Basically, I was the type of person that I was, I wanted to try anything. That's just like when you want to get out there and get big, you can't stick with one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like That's why you see, like right now, people, when I was coming up, most people want to be a rapper. It's either you want to be a drug dealer or a rapper. So if you, one of the two, one gonna get you there or one ain't, or it might not. I want to try everything. You never know what make it. I might be better at, you know what I'm saying, doing music than rapping. Whatever get me there, you know, that's what I want to do.
I like it. What was the first family? Not to cut you off.
What was it? The first one was, I forgot the name of it. It was in Kansas. I was shooting a movie out there in Kansas. I forgot the name of it, but that was the first time we was filming in Kansas. And then my partner, Cameron, he put me in the first movie.
And what was that experience like? Like, was you nervous? Was you just confident? You know, did you have to keep on redoing it over and over? What was that like?
I ain't nervous. See, when them cameras on, I go. So you
That's
know,
how I am, but you know, some people.
Yeah. I ain't nervous in front of them cameras. You know what I'm saying? But when he turned them cameras on, I just went with the flow.
So you feel like it was a natural calling?
Yeah.
All right. And then what inspired you to, like, you know what? I'm going to put a book out.
What inspired me to put a book out, basically, I've been wanting to do that for a long time, but I just didn't know the right people to do the book. So one day I got on Facebook and was like, man, I wish I could put a book out about my life. So somebody tagged me with a female that I guess she does books and came out with books before. So when she did that, she reached out to me and told me what to do. Basically, I sent her a notebook to like North Carolina, and I paid her a few hundred, and she typed it all up and put it together and sent it back to me time to time. Do I want this in there? Do I want that in there? So about close to a year later, there go the book.
Okay.
There go the book.
I like it. So when you was writing it, because when I was reading some of the pages, I'm like, man, this is deep. Like, I can resonate, I can relate to it, I connect with it. Yeah. My girl was looking like, you okay? I'm like, man, this is some nerve-wracking stuff he's saying there. Like, cause I experienced some. I had homies that went through it, so I'm like, I don't want to put the book down. It's like, This was 9 o'clock this morning. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody say that. Some people that cried. I'm like, man, it's that deep.
It's that deep, man. It's that deep. So I definitely want to get some more books. So you got some more books coming out?
I got another one. I'm bring you one. When we
get back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got one.
Now, can you release the names yet, or you got to hold off on the names?
Nah, the other one is already. The other one is True Hurts. Loyalty over love.
What inspired that one? What inspired that title?
You know, when it comes to like, what inspired that was, you got a lot of family that's your family, and they ain't really your family, if that makes sense. A lot of fake people, you know what I'm saying, to be all in your face and then talk behind your back and all that type, fake friends and all that type of stuff. So that's why a lot of times as I got older, I started basically just dealing with myself and my kids, or and change the type of friends that I used to have. Like, I used to have the thuggish type friends and all that type of stuff. So now I don't even want to be around them type. I want to be around the go-getters, the entrepreneurs. If I can't learn nothing from you, then I don't need to be around you. We're supposed to learn from each other. So, you know, I might have something to add to their success, and they might have something to add to mine. So, you know, that's how I move. I don't want to be caught up in them, because it's real easy to do the stuff that you used to do and hang around the same type of people to get pulled back in. So I don't want that. I used to have to look over my shoulders and all that, and paranoid. Now, probably for the past 15 years, 20 years, I ain't had to do none of that.
Peace of mind, man. That's what I like. So you kind of walked us into the first opening of the podcast. So Move Different came from the idea. I heard Payroll Giovanni. I had the idea. I started my very first podcast called You're the Driver during COVID, where I pull up on people and we just have a conversation in the car. Because I know at the end of your book, the last page is, you know, you create your own reality. And I'm a big manifestor person that believe in that. So I was telling them, You're the Driver. It's all about, like, get your ID. What's the state? The state is, what state of mind are you in? When they say age, you know what I'm saying? How are you thinking? What age? What's your maturity level? And you look at the height on the ID. Okay, what heights are you trying to reach? You know, where are you at with that? So when it came to getting place and direction, a car not gonna drive itself. They got autonomous cars, but this time it's you. So
Right.
ask yourself when you wake up and you start your life, where are you going? What direction are you heading?
Right.
So then Move Different came, Perry Giovanni had a song called Move Different, and I resonated with it. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
I need a podcast interviewing local entrepreneurs, artists, business owners that can talk about transitioning and knowing what they know now that they wasn't taught at a young age or they just came across, and because of that awareness, they now move different.
Right.
So we talk about how do you move different with the four main pillars: time, money, goals, and relationships.
Right.
I like to start with relationships. So that's how you walked in. So having 14 kids, being a young man, not knowing actually who your biological father was, and going through things that you did in the household, and having to hear your mother get abused at that time. And if I'm right or wrong, I'm not sure if I'm still reading the book, but it seemed like your mother wasn't even your mother. So growing up, not having your actual biological father in the household, not having your biological mother around, you just going through all this heartache, you having all these questions. Why are they looking at me like this? Why are they saying this stuff to me? Today, how were you able to, and if you were able to even cope with it all or get over?
Basically, I kind of blocked a lot of stuff out. So, it's kind of crazy because people, they don't understand, because like me having like, my mama had like five kids, but out of the 5 kids, I'm the only boy. So she kind of gravitated to her daughters. And after her daughters, it was like all her time went to her job and her man that became her husband. So that left me. So when that left me, I was more the type like, what about me? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I used to be like, yeah, she gave me food, clothes, shelter, but the time that I put into my kids versus the time that she put into me, like, we ain't really got like no memory as far as like doing stuff with me or stuff like that. So what an average dude gonna do? They gonna jump in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured that nobody cared or nothing like that. So I got into the streets heavy. You know what I'm saying? Started getting into selling drugs. I ain't really get into robbery, stealing. People back in the day, they used to take rims and all that. I got into all that type of stuff back then. But school, I didn't like school back then because it wasn't really nothing for me. It ain't like, when you go to school and all that, you want to make your mom or your daddy and them proud. So with nobody into me, it was just like I was there. That's how that was with me. So I got to the point like, well, I don't really give a fuck if I get locked up, die. I mean, think about it. If you got a person that you feel that out of all the kids, you ain't really got no, it's like you got to pick up the pieces. If you don't got no daddy around at that time, you got to do the job.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ain't doing the job, he gonna look up to somebody else.
That part.
And that's usually how a lot of people get into gangs and all that type of stuff. So the only thing I can say, like, my mama was a good mother for us, providing like a roof over my head. We never went without, or food or clothes. That's about all. But spending time with your kids, especially your son, I believe this. I think, especially these days, that a boy need his mama more than a daughter.
I ain't never heard it feel like that.
I'm gonna tell you why, because a lot of my failed relationships and all that got a lot to do with mama. My mama never told me what type of woman to look for. I ain't never had no birds and bees talk. Everything that I experienced, I found out by myself by doing those things. So, the crazy part about it is, how can you really treat a woman good if you ain't never been taught that?
Point.
You ain't been taught that. So that's just like, excuse my language, like, how we grew up, you would call your woman like, oh, that's my bitch.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, that ain't really what you supposed to say.
Facts.
So, but if you grew up around dudes that's older than you, they look at their woman as they be. what you gonna do? You gonna pick up the same thing. Yeah. So that's what you gonna call your woman, the same thing. You ain't, oh, that's my woman. You gonna, oh, that's my woman. You know what I'm saying?
But what about your auntie and your cousin females? Like, did none of them like have men that came around properly talk to them that you heard?
Man, our family kind of weird. I didn't have none. We got a big family. A lot of my family is from Chicago. A lot of my family is from California. I got a lot of family in Kansas City, but I didn't grow up with no family like that. I grew up with one auntie and 4 cousins.
Okay.
One auntie, 4 cousins, and I was around a lot of women, so I jumped in the street with the men. So, you know, most dudes, if they grew up around a lot of women, they act like some of them can be
very emotional.
Yeah, and feminine, and some might turn, you know, the other way. Me, I was solid, so I was the type like, oh, he bad, and or he get money, or he headed to prison, or he might die, or something. Cause that's how deep I started getting into the streets. Because I was like money hungry. Anything for that money, I was out there.
Right. Okay. So going through that, what was the transition like? What was that turning point? You was like, all right, I really don't care. My mama kicking me out the house. My daddy kicked me out the house. You know, it's like, all right, I'm around all these women. I need to get some money. I'm getting tired of coming to school and I really have no clothes like that. I'm saying to everybody, my influence is the man. This is what they doing, so the drugs get money. I'm gonna get the money. What happened when you was like, okay, enough is enough. I gotta go a different route.
Well, the only thing opened my eyes for real is when I had to get custody of my twin sons. So I knew right then and there, like, I got to show them something different because I don't want them to take the same route that I did. Because see, man, they might not be lucky as me. They might not make it. So, you know, I remember it was 2008 when I had to take their mama to court to get custody. I didn't really want to do it, but it was either up to, if I don't do it, they go into the state. And I don't want that on me. Like, well, I could have been in position to help try to fight for my kids, and well, I lost it, but I didn't try. So I just went on to try. So I remember the exact day. I'm gonna be real. It's like soon as when I had my kids going to court, and I had, you know, a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? I gave it all away.
No money for it?
Nah, I just gave it away. I gave it all away, and it's like, I don't want my kids around me. So, and basically, a lot of the women, they prayed on my downfall. He don't know how to raise no kids. He ain't gonna do it and all that. So what I did, I gave all the dope away. Gave it all away and jumped in college. First I had to go to FEC on 18, and they paid $300 for me to go back to school. They got to make sure it's accredited school. So once they found out it was accredited, you know what I'm saying, they basically paid $300. Then I tried to go to Barber College, but at that time, the college that I was trying to go to was transformed. They didn't take financial aid, so I ended up going to Penn Valley. I'm still going there right now.
Okay.
So
what you taking up with him like
physical therapy and graphic design.
That's dope.
Yeah. So basically, I went to Penn Valley already like 3 years. But the reason why I couldn't finish it at the time, raising kids. I started going like, what was it? 3 classes a semester. I didn't know that. It's kind of hard. Still, you got 3 classes, then you got to work a full-time job, then come home and cook and all that. I'm like, oh man. So, you know, when I did it, then I was like, I'm gonna just take 2. Then it went from 2, then it went to 1 a semester. I said, it don't matter how many I take, I'm just not gonna give up. I'm gonna keep doing it until I get that associate's degree. So basically I did that, you know what I'm saying, and kept going and going. And then work, like, where we at, man, that's the most legal money I made in life. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to getting thousands a day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, it's cool. I ain't got to look over my shoulders or none of that. I changed my way, but my sons, my twins is the reason why I started going on a whole nother path. If it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be here, locked up, dead, or somewhere like that.
I feel you. That transition was real for me. People say, what made you move to Kansas City? I'm like, what, the short version or the long version? And it was like, either one, we got time. I'm like, well, the short version is baby and a bullet. And they was like, what you mean by that? I had a daughter. Most people have a daughter, they kids, they want to change. Right. I wasn't slowing down fast enough. Right. So when the bullet hit me, it's like, all right, so what am I? Retaliate, go to jail, now my daughter grow fatherless, or I keep being messed around the streets and I just die, she going to be fatherless. Right. Or do I relocate? And that wasn't even my option, relocate. My option was fall back, let it die down, and then retaliate. Like, all my family was blowing my phone up. Where you at? Where they stay at? Because I know I used to date the dude's sister that set me up. Right. I didn't care about the shooter. I cared about my homie that set me up. Right. So they was like, we can come do this, do that. Like, but he gonna fall back on me. Right. And then, all right. When my other homie found out, he was gonna come out there. And then he had a conversation with their mom and they talked like, I'm just calling him and say, come out here. We got a daughter to live for. Right. So now most people are like, hey, you live in Kansas City and you from Chicago and your daughter's still out there and going through all this. I'm gonna be real with you. As I evolve and I grow, we all have our own date born in this world and our own date we're going to leave. And when you leave here, depending on your belief system, you're going to have to answer to your own actions. You can't say, well, my mama, my daddy, that doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Your choice is yours. They say you're born looking like your parents, but you die looking like your choice. Yeah. So I gave my daughter a choice. I gave the mother of my child a choice. I moved out to Kansas City to get experience for 6 months. But guess what? She moved out here impregnated by another man. I tried to take care of that child too before the child was born. Go back home for a court date for the shooting. Home water break on my father's couch. She go in the hospital. I got to come back to work. I stay 2 days. I go back to work. She gives me a call later on. I'm okay. I'm straight. I think I'm going to try to raise the kids by myself. What I'm supposed to do is run back to Chicago where it's the risk of family looking at me like, you going to put that work in? Oh, so you going to let niggas shoot you? Ooh. Now I got to deal with y'all. Now I might not have my support and my backup in the streets. Now I got to stand on this and that. And no one's around that's manly enough to tell you, like, don't be peer pressuring to that. Like, that ain't about being a real man. Stand on your feet. You got to have your business. You got to protect yourself, but don't go looking for it. It'll come if it's meant. You know what I'm saying? That's true. That's what had to change me. A bullet at the last day. I got locked up at 16. I was arrested for residential burglary. At 15, started my own gang. They grew up to 300 members. They went out to 5 different cities and states. After I got out of jail, when I went to jail, there was people that represented my shit that ain't know who I was. Then when I get out, I'm at the park and undercover police officer that was security at my school pulled me out. 12 people, like, you come to talking to them. They built a RICO case on you. What's that? Don't talk. Don't listen while I'm talking right now. They built a RICO case on you. Your name is Brent Soldier BL. His name over there, the tall one. His name is XY Woo Woo. His name Woo Woo. We know all of it. Why? Because your friend at school, Victor, the white boy, got arrested for selling drugs, and now his drugs attached to it, and they got your whole literature on who ranking is what. They built a case on you. I know you're good at sports. Stick at what you're doing and leave that alone. That's all I got to say. What you do, what you do, move forward, that's on you. When that called a huddle, drop it off. Like, this over. Whatever y'all want to do, go ahead. Called up one of my homies that was a sergeant. I put him in again. Like, hey, bro, this the move. Man, I don't know about you, but I'm looking good out here. I got 60 out here. My homie moved, he got 20 out there. We dealing. I'm like, all right, well, shit, crown yours. You know what I'm saying? That's on you, do you.
Yep, you're right. Yeah.
So I feel that. So when you had your kids and you gave up all that dope, did you ever have any temptation, and how did you fight it to leave it alone? Or did you fall short? Because we all fall short sometimes.
Yeah. I did fall short down the line because, I'm used to my kids having stuff that I done never had. So, I probably tried. I went straight for about 4, 5 years, and I started doing it again probably like maybe about 8, 9 years later. Then I was going strong again, but eventually, she'd catch up to you. Feds kicked in my house and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, on some crazy stuff that went on. So after that, I've probably been good. I've probably been cool maybe about 5, 6 years. So I ain't going back. I ain't going, because from what I was told, the feds watch you up to 10 years. So they'll build a case on you. So if they watch me, you know what I'm saying, they'll see me doing good. Working, taking care of kids, entrepreneur stuff. I stay all the way out the way.
That point, man, I'm proud of you. I got to shake hand on it again. I know the struggles, man.
Straight up.
I had looked back and I had looked at my life. Hold on. So when I was a teenager, how much money was I really making? And I sat down and calculated because my father, he had me at 53, so he was a citizen. While you were still in school, once you hit, I believe it was 18 or 16, at that time 16, 17, you was considered adult, but they didn't send me to jail because I was 16, so I was 17, I would have won. So at 17, he was able to give us our Social Security check. Right. So now I'm like scamming, selling weed, working a job, and Social Security check. So I'm like, my pocket's looking good. Right. So when I look back at my life, I had to at least be bringing in $1,500, $2,500 a week. But I just kept blowing it. Yeah. Jewelry, clothes, smoking, girls, the mall, just it's gonna come back in there hour, 2-3 hours. Yeah. So when you go naked and you got a baby now, like, I don't want to run that lifestyle because I can be driving the car, somebody set me up again, I get shot, now she, then I'm gonna spaz out, I'm gonna lose it. So I had to jump out and leave that alone. So, when it comes to time, most people don't look at time as the long term. They look at time as right now, what they call instant gratification. Right. So in your book, I was reading these moments where you just locked in the house. They let you go to school, come home, you sneak outside, but you got whooped for going outside, you had to be in your room. There was a time when your mother got beat, you would just turn your radio up. I think it was when you was talking about your stepmom, when you moved into the house with your dad and you just turned the radio up. Yeah. Take me back to them days, during them times when you in your room locked in. What are the type of thoughts that you dealing with, you facing with? Because you got a lot of thought-provoking things you was asking something to do.
Basically, it kind of reminds like a repeat thing, like when I was little and watched my mama get beat on by my daddy. So, you know what I'm saying? When I moved in with him and his wife, it's like the same thing was going on. So I was just like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to be around nobody just beating on women. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So that's that's a crazy feeling when you're young and you can't do nothing about it, but you just stuck in the house. So listening to it, hearing somebody crying, yelling, and all that. Yeah.
You ain't never had a mentality like, when I get older, I'm gonna hurt this man.
Nah, I didn't never had that thoughts in my head. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I'm probably just a little bit different. I just didn't like being in an environment where somebody getting beat on and stuff like that. You know, but that's just me.
So did you ever have any type of, he ever put any type of fear in you?
Oh yeah, when I was little, yeah. You know, all kids, if you around what they like the big bad wolf, you're gonna be scared. You know what I'm saying? When you was little, you know what I'm saying? But nah, not when you get older, grown. You ain't got that type of fear no more.
Speaking about that, because you said, I believe you said he pulled his gun out on you at least 2 or 3 times in your later age when you was grown.
Yeah. It was like over some dumb stuff, over him wanting my sons to watch, like basically his chick, and they was only like 11 years old, and so I guess they didn't do what he said to do, so I came back in the house from outside and I seen my son crying and something asked him what's wrong. And they was like, oh, Papa hit me. So I confronted him with it and he got mad. And that's when he pulled the gun out. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But I let it go. But yeah. But now if it wasn't,
yeah. So as time passed, and you look at the times you was in the street hustling, the things you've been through, how do you move different? Now, I know what I've read, I know what I see, I know what I know about you, but I want my audience to understand that transition. So instead of hustling illegal, which way do you hustle now? Instead of you growing up, putting your hands on your children's mother off. Now, there was one situation you had in the book you talked about, but it was like you tried to do the best, but she kept putting her hands on you. Yeah. So much you tolerate. Yeah. But share with the audience and share with me, from your point of view, how do you move different versus then when you're in the streets, when you start to have more kids and who you are today?
Basically, I put it like this, I don't like dealing with no woman and nothing like this, domestic violence, because I've seen a lot of that growing up. So basically, how I move, if I meet a woman and she let me know up front that she's the type that violent, I try to distance myself. I ain't even gonna mess with her because it's some women out here that like dudes to put their hands on them. They ain't happy unless he putting his hands on so they can get on the phone and tell their girlfriend, he did this and he did that. And then the girlfriend leave him alone. She knows she ain't about to go leave him alone. Some people like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Like I had like, let me see. I've been with my second baby mama is 24 years. You know what I'm saying? So now, you know what I'm saying, the crazy part, we probably had like 7 altercations, and most of them, she did it because it's a lot of women that's violent, or they get anger issues and they hit the man. Mm-hmm. And then if the man hit her back, then he the bad guy, always. But, you know what I'm saying? So basically, compared to a person that just beat on women, I ain't never been that type. I ain't never been that type, putting my hands on women, but I ain't gonna let you just fuck me up. You know, I ain't gonna let you do it. I try to walk away. Mm-hmm. But like some people, you cannot walk away. You know, say like if a person hits you and you try to leave. Mm-hmm. It's people that women, they try to fight you even more, pick a weapon up in it. And if you got a weapon, what you gonna do? Let somebody hurt you? You gotta defend yourself. I know plenty of dudes be like, my baby mama did this. She bust out my window. She keyed my car. Every time she get mad, she bust out your window. This is my answer. What you do? Exactly. I didn't do nothing. You know, that's baby mama. Nah, you not about to keep tearing my stuff up. I'm gonna do what they gonna do to me. Mm-hmm. You can call me weak or he a punk. Now, if you a dude, that's different. You know what I'm saying? But on a woman, I'm a dude like you gonna do me. I'm gonna call the police and come and get this crazy chick. And you know what I'm saying? They get mad. I call the police on a female that's weak. And why I'm gonna keep spending my money? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep letting her break up my windows or key in my car, then going back. I don't like relationships. Then put your hands on it. You locked up. Yeah, I ain't dealing with none of that. No,
that's better than punching her.
Yeah, I'm not never gonna do none of that. Yeah, but it's just crazy though. That's why I tell my sons, like, boy, I done been through a lot of stuff, boy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how do you go about time now versus? Because a hustle is a hustle. It can be legal hustle, it can be illegal hustle. Right. But versus how you used to hustle back then, because that's all you've seen. Right. How you hustle now with the books, with the music, with the acting. How would you explain that difference? Like the mentality, how you had to carry yourself in the streets versus how you had to carry yourself as a man first and a father second.
Right. But basically,
and businessman third.
Yeah, basically, like in the streets, you know well, like I said, when you in the street and you really don't give a fuck about nobody besides getting that money because you don't know who to trust, especially if you getting the money that I was getting or more. You know what I'm saying? So your right hand could be the type of motherfucker that want to kill you or set you up. So you ain't gonna know. And he with you every day and really secretly hate on you. So back then, you don't know. I used to hear people be like, he think he the stuff, or even women. And women used to get jealous too. Yeah. Women get jealous. If you don't mess with them the same, you know what I'm saying, they get jealous. And so versus now, like I said, I ain't got to look over my shoulders. Back then, I get pulled over almost every day for no reason. You don't know who telling on you. You'll just stop the car and ask, can you search my car? Police ask, can they search my car? For no reason. Mm-hmm. So I done been on high speed chases with the police.
Y'all big for that.
Throwing work out throwing shit out the window, you know, trying to get away before I stop. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? Versus now, calmer, peacefully. I deal with my kids, you know what I'm saying? Then, you know, like I got some kids, you know, some funny acting on the strength of their mamas, you know what I'm saying? Put poison in your head. Because, you know, when you young, you messing with different women, you ain't really trying to be with these women, but you kicking it with them. You know what I'm saying? But it's like they cool with the situation while you kicking it. But when you stop kicking it with them, be like, nah, I want to deal with one woman. They don't like that. Once you take the sex away and stop dealing with that woman, now he don't love his child, or I don't want my child around this other woman, or tell the kids he don't love y'all. And then kids be young. You would tell your kids basically, your daddy don't want to see you, but in reality, you won't let me see the child. You know what I'm saying? But you will lie to these kids. It's a lot of dudes that go through this because I done went through it. You know what I'm saying? I could be like, hey, can I come get my son? No. Can I come get my daughter? No. Then if I do, who you got them around? Who you got them around? And shit like that. So I be like, it's crazy. You want to know who all this should matter is as long as they treat your child good. Because you got to look at it right now. Look how many dudes right now they got kids. And they baby mama got their kids around all type of different men. Some even calling them daddy. You got a different daddy every couple of months. So, you know what I'm saying? The kids call them daddy, but that's just like, you know, I always want to say they call us deadbeat. I had 14 kids and raised 11 in a 3-bedroom apartment. That ain't bad. You know what I'm saying?
That ain't bad at all. Shit.
Yeah.
First of all, you stood up. You know what I'm saying? Those who don't stand up, that's bad.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it's kind of crazy. Some of the baby mamas I had, I only talked to probably like 2 or 3 of my baby mamas out of 7. Because the other one is like, they miserable, bitter, or you got some hate towards me because I move differently. So I'm like this, like, if I ask you to see my child and you tell me no 10, 15, 20 times, what a person gonna do? They ain't gonna keep doing, they gonna make more kids. If you really wanna be a father, I'm not gonna stop what I do just because you don't let me deal with my child. Ain't nothing wrong with my shit. So, you know, I'm gonna make some more. If I wanna be a daddy, I'm gonna be a daddy. I ain't gonna let you tell me I can't see my child. You know what I'm saying? And then you put out a bad rumor, he a deadbeat daddy. And because there's a lot of dudes nowadays, they better daddies than the mamas.
Right.
It's better daddies than the mama. Then, you know what I'm saying? When you know, I'm 46, but back in the day, you see the mamas was basically holding stuff down. Nah, not this generation. In this generation, it's a lot of daddies got their kids. It's a lot of daddies going to daycares and take care of their kids. A lot of these women, they popping pills. They on dope. You know, a lot of them smoke wet.
Best friends with their kids.
A lot of them is best friends with their kids. And then, like me, I was always a strict type of parent. If we don't stay in the same house, I want to know what my child doing and what I don't want to do. Most of the mamas will tell, it's my kid. You know what I'm saying? I do what I want to do. These is mine. Okay, if that's your kid, why do you want me to help take care of it if it's your kid?
I wish I would have had that fast thinking process.
Yeah, I didn't have it then. It comes with time. I think differently. You know, I remember my first baby mama, she was the one that broke me down.
Broke me down how? Okay.
Like for it's like when you got one child, right? Now, if you a type of person, your everything is your child. And when a person just control everything, like you can't see your child. Excuse my language again. You can't see your child. You got to do this and that. So what you going to do? You in the street, first thing going to come to your mind. You going to do something stupid. You want to do something stupid. Or do you say, fuck the child? Me, at that time, my first child, I couldn't do it. So how she broke me down is like, when you a street nigga, you know what I'm saying? And basically, she knew how to control you. And so, like, say, like, it's kind of like you basically begging her to see your child. And I don't like begging, but I had to do all that type of stuff. Let my cards down. Can I please? You using word really like this, and they getting a kick out of this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, until I got smart, and 10 years later, and took it to court and won. Sold custody 2008. Then down the line, when I had other kids, like my daughter right there, you know what I'm saying? I got legal joint custody. I got smarter. You know what I'm saying? I said, I never go through the stuff I went through with my first baby mama with other baby mamas that I had. It's either one or two things. You want a daddy. See, you want a daddy or you want a father. See, a father don't do it all. Daddy gonna just either pay child support, see his kids every blue moon, or buy some, drop it off. See, a father gonna do that and more.
Right.
But most of my kids' mothers, they didn't want no father. They wanted a daddy. Well, you can't see your kids, okay. I got one particular baby mama, I call her phone, she don't pick up, never. But to tell the child, oh, your daddy don't do this, he don't. How you gonna do something for a child when they ain't answering the phone? Or if you pop up at the house, if you pop at the house, she won't let you see your child unless it's convenient for her. And 9 times out of 10 is like this. I met a new man, or I had a new kid, so I'm tired of you, so I'm into this other man and his child. Now you can go with your daddy, but I'm gonna control the situation. What your daddy be doing over there? Who be over there? They want to know this the stuff a lot of men go through. So I look at it like this. They say about a lot of dudes, and it ain't no disrespect to no women out there. A lot of women fuck their kids up before the daddy. Because if the daddy ain't a good daddy, most of the time, if he don't feel like he ready, he ain't gonna come around. He ain't gonna do it. I don't think no daddy will go deal with a baby mama, or if he don't want to be one. You got the daddies that sometimes, you got them type, then you got some that don't give a fuck. The daddies that care and try to, okay, like you said, your child stay out of town. I was cool with this. If I had a baby mama out of town, you can give me my child in the summer. She can stay with you or he can stay with you. Give me mine the whole summer. Right? The whole summer. And then if you need stuff, I still, just because the child out there, I send clothes, shoes up there. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing to me. But what I see a lot of times is a control thing. Yeah. It's a control.
And access to the
Yeah. And then you got some of these women that deal with men, right? And they broadcast, oh yeah, he's doing this for your child. Okay, he should be. He should be, but he ain't doing shit for his child. He got a child. You got what I call them is weak ass dudes. You got weak dudes that'll help you with your child so you can back him up, but he ain't doing shit for his own kid.
I know people like that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But that's why I tell a person, like, I got some baby mamas that probably would have called me a deadbeat, but I'm going to tell you why. I don't let no woman control me with no child, because I give you the ultimatum. Do you want a father or you want a daddy? Because you can't tell me what that means is if my child stay with you, I don't want my child. If I tell you like, nah, I don't want my child going over to her friend's house, she's a bad influence. That means you're supposed to take what I say in consideration. But most mamas, I know her, but I don't know her though.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know her though. Well, I know her mama. I don't know her mama or her daddy. So if you choose to let your child do something that I didn't okay, I feel like you need to deal with the problem. Don't call me when it's bad now. That part. I be saying a lot. This is like you got some kids that will go out here. The mama know she got a boyfriend. You know, most daddies ain't cool with their child. And she know, having no boyfriends. 13, 14, you too young. Your focus need to be school. You got some parents that'll let their daughter have a boy sitting up in the living room in a room with their daughter 13, 14 years old. That been a little boy. Then you know they sneaking, they kissing, and all. Next thing you know, mama Wayne did it. When she come up pregnant, 13, 14 years old, now you want to call the daddy. You know your daughter pregnant. This is me. What I'll do now, hang the phone up. That's your business. I ain't got nothing to say though. What I'm gonna say? You deal with it.
Yeah, now definitely you just talking.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say a word because if you didn't allow me to be involved in that child life like that, it ain't no use to calling me when it's bad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You let my child go out of town, 12, 13, with women. I ain't never seen these people in life. You know what I'm saying? Some of these women let their kids do too much and then get mad. At the daddy. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say this all the time. A lot of these women, they know what their kids do. Don't let them lie to you. You know, I know some women right now. You will let all your sons' friends in the house and call them like your sons. They carrying guns and popping pills and drinking. You, the mama, throwing up hoods with her son's friends and shit.
Exactly.
And then soon as when one of them get killed, you want to act like your son was so innocent. No.
Same. You go back to their Facebook, they got guns in the profile
picture.
picture.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why I'm like, man, come on. Then you want to cry victim, then you want to take out a GoFundMe account. You know what I'm saying? You should have had the money because you knew what he was into.
That part.
And it get younger and younger. These kids, 14, 15, 16, off the chain. The mama know. You use your kid. Then you got some of the mamas that use the kids, the sons, as her men. You want him to play like he the daddy of the house. So soon as he get killed or locked up, now you looking stupid. You knew exactly what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's that man.
You
hear somebody pointing there, it's like book again and flashback.
Yeah.
I can relate to that.
Every time when I say something about some of my kids, they're my kids. You want me to do what you want me to do when you want me to do. I don't move like that. So now I say this though, I'll put it out to the world. I let you call me a deadbeat, but when the people that know me know, they gonna tell you different. Nah, he a good daddy. I ain't the best daddy, but I'm a good daddy. You know what I'm saying? If I can't be in a child life active if you ain't allowing me to.
That's out of your hands.
Yeah, it's out of my hands. You can't just call my phone and be like, oh, I need you to do this. But when I want to do something, I got to ask you. You telling me to do something, but I can't tell you to do nothing with my child? It's crazy, man.
So how do you feel like when the mothers of your children move on, they got a different dude? How do you feel about the men and they life that they choose?
Crazy part about
it. Do you have a conversation with the men or only between them?
I had a conversation probably with like two, but most of the time if I'm down with them, I don't really care. As long as you don't touch my child.
Do you let that be known? Or you
yeah. I changed a lot of ways, but I still can get active. I still, when it comes to my child, they know I'm coming. Even the ones that I don't see, they know I'm coming. I done did this before. Mm-hmm. And it's real easy. But then you got to watch certain things too, because it's real easy to push you back. You know, just like you might have you might have a child that don't like her mama boyfriend. She get on the phone and call her daddy. Yeah. See, she get on the phone and call her daddy. and your daddy gonna come. Mm-hmm. You know, the daddy. And then at the same time, it could be a lie. So what do you do in a situation like that?
Yeah, shed some light on me with that. I want to hear this.
Yeah, when it comes to a situation like that, you gotta holler at the dude, man. I did that many times. Come to an agreement. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have no problem like that.
That's what you're worried about it. Yeah. Like me, when I moved and she moved on, there were people like the reason my daughter's mother ended up in Kansas City, and that's why I was staying in Awun Apparel, Kansas. Right. The reason she came is because the dude she had a date by, she sent me emails that this nigga threatened to kill her and my child. Mm. I said, you know what you're showing me, right? I don't come with that. Nah, you ain't got to come there. You right, I ain't got to come with that. I'll make some calls. No, you ain't got to make no calls with that. You ain't got no choice. You got to come out here then. You know what I'm saying? I'll take care of this and all that. That was before I knew she was pregnant. She was just saying all this. So I'm like, all right, you got my daughter, come on out here. Mm-hmm. Came out here. But that's what she still ended up going back to after it was all said and done because it was his child. So then the next dude,
what?
That part.
So she basically had you thinking it was your child.
No, my actual child was born at this time.
Okay.
This time my daughter is 4 or 5, and we're in Overland Park. So she telling me that the dude was gonna kill her and my daughter, that's 4 and 5, over some money situation, and he owed her the money anyway. So I was like, man, just come out here then. If you don't make no calls, I can't come up there. You don't come on. But then she come out here. I'm looking at her like she was big. Like, you gaining weight. You all right? She was like, you sure you ain't pregnant? I should know if I'm pregnant. I'm like, I would know too. You had my child. Well, I know when you're pregnant. All right, whatever. 2 months go by, I take her to the hospital. I'm pregnant. I must have been in line. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? I'll take care of the kid. So even still, till today, that kid, that boy, has my last name. I didn't sign birth certificate, but that's how much I was trying to step up and be the man and father. Right. Of course, they not dealing no more. She moved on to another man. And this time, I'm like, you got to tell me who you dealing with. So now they already in the house here around my kids. I ain't even say nothing more. I don't prep no more. So when I came to town and signed that switch to get my daughter, I come back to Kansas City. He was in the car. I'm like, tell me how about the couch? I talk to him. I was just approaching him like how back in the old days before we was born, right out of slavery type shit. So it's like, hey man, brother, black man, to black man. This is what you want to do, huh? That's y'all choice. We moved on. You ain't got to worry about me and my baby mom sleeping with each other. Just don't put your hands on my kids and worry about her. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And let you brother, you family, me. And just shake his hand, left it at that.
Then also, I'm going to add to that, though. You got some, like people asked me before, they're like, oh yeah, what, would you come to a defense, or would you ride for your baby mama if her boyfriend put his hands on her? My answer to that, hell no. I'm gonna tell you why. It's two reasons. Because you got some dudes that will come to their baby mama defense and try to fight the dude or try to pull whatever they figure they want to do to the dude, right? But you got some baby mamas. If they know they got a baby daddy they can call like that, they put you in a trick bag. They a lot. They didn't tell you that they baby daddy they other dude get down too.
Okay.
So, and it's all about you might could be a fighter. He might not be no fighter. You might approach him like you might can whoop him, or you might not can whoop him. You know what I'm saying? You come to her rescue, get killed or locked up. If you don't get killed, whose side she gonna take? She ain't taking yours. She taking the one she with. You know what I'm saying? So now you locked up. You can't see that child. Now you might got another kid. They're gonna look dumb when you're in the jail because they're gonna talk about you. When you're in the county, they're gonna put it like you got locked up behind a beat. You know what I'm saying? So now you lost. So I was always taught by OGs and my daddy, you don't go get into a woman business. As long as you don't put your hands on my child, you can beat the brakes off of her. You know what I'm saying? Is she gonna go back? She gonna go back.
Yeah.
She gonna go back. Just don't touch nothing that's mine. You get what I'm saying? Because I know how a lot of women do. They'll go have these type of, I can call this dude. The dude that you call, he might be tough. It's always somebody tougher. Always. It's always somebody that'll pull that trigger quicker than you too.
That's a scary person.
Yeah, a scary person.
A little more aggressive.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm a type, as I learned, as I got older, if it's a problem in my child in the house, I'm going to tell you what I don't like after so many times. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to DFS you and cop that lawyer.
Smart.
That means I'm going to still stay on the street. I don't even got to deal with you. I'm going straight to, you don't want to be involved in the state? Let my child tell me something. I'm only going to tell you a certain amount of time. If I keep getting the same answers, then I'm going to remove her. See, I'm glad I got legal joint custody, paid lawyers. It ain't nothing no state can do. I got paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I control. You can't even move out the state without my permission. You can't go nowhere without me. You got to ask me. That's the case. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know. To go out and catch with
Yeah.
Even if they biologically.
Yeah. If you got right, you got right. If you ain't got no rights, then not.
So even though my daughter's my biological child, and if I didn't tell her mother that I'm coming to pick up or something, even though we all agree verbally with each other, since it's not legally on paper, it's kidnapping.
Or you on a child birth certificate?
Yeah.
It go both ways. Because if you on a birth certificate, you ain't gonna get no kidnap charge. They just gonna be like, it ain't nothing we can do. It's between y'all. Because say like, if you take the baby and your name on the birth certificate, they gonna tell her, just hope he give it back. But if your name wasn't on there, you got a case.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's kidnap.
So it's like her son. So he got my dad's name, but I know birth certificate.
But see, on mine, paid lawyers. We going to court. I got a lawyer. I got joint custody and I got custody of kids. So you got to, if you want to, if my daughter wants to move out of town, you got to ask me to go pay. If I say no and she move out of town and I call the people, it's a kidnap charge. And since we got joint custody, they're going to take your rights and give it to me. Because that's where the baby was born at in Kansas City. Right? So I'm way smarter. Anything you do, I got to know. If I don't care, you know what I'm saying? If I say, that's just like if my child went to Texas. If I say I don't want her, you ain't going. Now that they older, I don't really care if they go, you know what I'm saying? Because they can talk for themselves. My daughter going to call me. That's daddy girl. Yeah, they gonna call me. You know what I'm saying? Let me know because I don't let my kids like now. I got some baby mamas that let my kids do all type of stuff, and I don't know nothing. I see on Facebook or things like that. I didn't know this, but they figure like they don't even want to call me when bad stuff happen. Or you have I got a baby mama that allowed my child, one of my daughters, to fight all the time, take them to fights and all that type of stuff, and then when it get deep, you want to call me. I'm not about to go jump into no kids stuff, lose my good job, go to jail, or have to kill somebody's kids over something that could have been prevented. That part. Then I get called, he ain't the same no more, or he weak. And I tell him, your mama, we are two different. You 34, I'm 46. I move totally different. That's just like if you got an older dude that already been to the pen, and when he was in his 20s, he done did 5-10 years. Mm-hmm. If he's smart, by the time he hit 40, he should move different. If you find a man that's in his 40s, he's still in the streets heavy, and you like this man, you a fool having a baby mom. Mm-hmm. Because it's eventually he gonna either get killed or go back. Mm-hmm. Then you're gonna be stuck raising his kids, hoping another man come and help you. And your chances are slim you sitting up in the house 4 or 5 kids.
Hell yeah. Man, I had ex that had 4 kids. Yeah. I wasn't even thinking though. I'm just thinking about her. And then as time went on, I'm like, what did I get myself into? Like, damn, I'm thinking like, you know, this comes with responsibility too. Like, plus my kids, then I want some more of my own kids. I'm like, right, I gotta reassess this. Right. When it fell apart, I was like, all right, that's a blessing. Right.
That's just like at 46, I wouldn't want no woman with 4 or 5 kids and they from newborn to 10 years old. No.
That's a red flag.
Yeah, that's a red flag. Not for me. Shit, no, I wouldn't even do. Hey, you cool? Them the type, not to be funny. Them the type that you will kick it with head. You know what I'm saying, and put them back on the shelf. I'm just being real.
Yeah, I'm laughing.
Yeah, because as a 40-something-year-old man, and I'm 46, you should be more like looking for a woman to marry. That I am doing right now. You know what I'm saying? That married and build a foundation and all that, show your kids, you know, you on about to be grandpa status. I ain't about to put no diapers on your kids. I'm not about to do it. You cool? You know, I'm not gonna, I'm telling them. I said, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not paying your bills. Mm-hmm. I'm paying my bills. Then you got like the new generation to say, the woman feel that the man should pay every bill in the house.
Good times going.
Yeah. Why do you feel that a man should pay every bill in the house? How you gonna build? You can't build, can you? All this money going to you and the house. You want your hair, your nails done, he paying all the bills. Now you broke.
Then you will complain that he ain't give you no time.
Yeah.
He gotta go get the money though.
Yeah.
And she ain't even got nothing to offer.
Yeah, besides sex. Yeah.
And I don't know why female. That's the weak dudes that's horny, y'all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Don't care about that, you know?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be like, I'm not gonna do it. Now, if you my woman and we in the same house.
Say it again.
We in the same house. Same house. I'm still not gonna do it. Pay all the bills because I got other kids. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna do is, let's just say, I'm gonna give you an example. Say like, if the rent is it one of 2 things. You can pay all the utilities, lights, gas, water, and I pay the rent. Most of the rent gonna be anywhere from $1,000, $1,200, $1,300 for it. One of the 2, you gonna do something. Or if you want it, or you can give me half on the rent, however you want to do, what you feel comfortable doing. And you can buy whatever you want to buy for the house, whatever stuff like that. And I mostly get groceries and all that type, but you gonna give up at least, I'm gonna say this, you gonna give up at least $500-600. You gonna get real. I'm just being real. You gonna give up $500-600. I got other kids, and even when your kids is grown, they still gonna need something. You know what I'm saying? You might, Daddy, I need a car note, or I'm behind. If they trying, then I'm gonna help them. Mm-hmm. It ain't like if your kids get grown, I'm gonna stop helping you. If you trying, then I'm gonna help you. If you ain't trying, then it's a no. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna keep giving and giving. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't doing. You thinking because I'm your your daddy, I'm supposed to do that. No. You know,
I
my
had a
mom didn't
conversation
do
with
it.
my daughter.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you tried it, I'm going to help you. You going to college, I'm going to help you. You drop out of college, you got to pay bills.
Mm-hmm.
You got to give me a couple of hundred, $200-300 a month. Where a kid going to stay at for $200 or $300? And 18, 19, 20.
Hotel for 1 day or two.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I see a lot of, I'm kind of raised up like old school ways. A lot of like, and then even when you watch Facebook, you know, you see how a lot of women, they complain about these new generation. They ain't complaining about the men that's in their 40s and 50s. They complain about the men that's in their 20s and 30s.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Because, check this out. The men that you complaining about, you raising the same type of son.
I've had a lot of conversations on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
deep.
Yeah. The man you complaining about, you raising a son just like that. You said the man lazy, he don't do nothing. Okay, your son don't do nothing either. Right. This nigga 18 years old, you buy him a pair of shoes at least once a month. Mm-hmm. So when he get a girlfriend, what he gonna do? He want to buy her shoes too. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of women that'll go get a crib, right? Mm-hmm. And go to work. You got some good young women that'll go to work, go get in nursing school and stuff like that and go to work. What her boyfriend doing? He's sitting in her house playing video games, talking about he said weed. Am I right? And he ain't really getting no money. But he playing video games all day, got his friends both smoking blunt. You waiting on your woman to help you. That ain't no man.
Let's flip that script a little bit. I know as we talk about this on the podcast, people watch they was like, why he's going so hard on women? What about the niggas out here? But he's saying it too, if you're catching it.
Yeah.
But what's your thoughts on the women that I don't really have an answer. What's your thoughts on the women that always want men to like validate and secure their feelings? Because my own response is, even if you had your daddy, you must be looking for a daddy and not a man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
A lot of them is.
Like, what's your thoughts on that? Like, you got to validate her feelings. You got to make sure her feelings secure. You got to pay all the bills. You got everything a father would do. Like,
well, personally to me, I ain't doing none of that shit. I'm just gonna be 100. I'm not gonna do it. If you my woman, I don't mind helping you, but I'm the type of person, I'm not about to let no woman use me. I know if a person using me or trying to, because I feel like this, if you in a relationship, y'all supposed to make each other happy. Y'all supposed to do for each other. So why do it matter if your feelings ain't no more important than mine? So, yeah, I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of the women that you see saying that same thing, they're single right now. Or they going through different men. Mm-hmm. Different men. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got no boyfriend. They say it all the time. And then all you got to do is look at the statistics. The women that saying, I guarantee ain't none of their kids over 10. They got 2 or 3 baby daddies. Back to back. Back to back. And them the same one. It's going to be hard. You're going to be the dude and be like, oh, okay. How many kids you got? 3? Okay, that's cool. How many baby fathers? You know, they say 3, and they stare a year or 2 apart. Red flag on the dude that his mama raised him, right? The mama gonna be right there. You got some mamas that will be rude. You ain't for my son. Some of them. Then you got the mothers that'll tell her son behind her back, I don't want you with her. Because she looking for a daddy. If you have a baby back to back the first time, why do you keep making the same mistake 2 or 3 different times?
Yeah, something to feel.
Yeah. They talk about a men don't use. Then I want to speak on that.
Go ahead.
Because people are, he got 14. I'm going to tell you why I had 14. I wanted a whole bunch of kids anyway. Because I had a big family and I didn't have no family, if that makes sense. I didn't have no aunties. I didn't have no grandma. Can't tell you what a grandma is. I didn't have no grandma. I didn't have no grandpa. I didn't have no aunties but one. I didn't have no uncles. I didn't have none of that. So I made my own family, which is my kids. I wanted every last kid of mine. If I was the type who went out here and be like, I met her today and she got pregnant. I don't believe in abortion, so let me get the child. I'll take care of it. That's mine. If it's mine, I'm gonna take care of it. But that don't mean I want you. That don't mean I want you though. You know, now I'll be cool with you and all that, but I just wouldn't at the time. I wasn't the type of person to be with one woman. I like variety women. That just like how I was. You know what I'm saying? I want my kids, but I wasn't into, because I feel like this. One woman couldn't do it for me. I had different, you might I'm gonna explain my reasons. Basically, you might have one woman that care about your feelings, and you can easily talk to her.
Mhm.
You got another woman that cook good, one don't. You got another woman, her sex good, one ain't. You got one woman that cater to you and your feelings, some don't. You got some women that got bad attitudes, the other one don't. You got some women that cuss all the fucking time, and some don't. So it's like different stuff. You see different stuff in different women. You know what I'm saying? I could never find it all in one.
Yeah, that's what I can do it all.
Yeah, you can't do it all. It's impossible. It's impossible. And me, I'll look at it like this. I'm the type, because I watch it like for us in women, I'm the type that I don't mind if we got a disagreement. If we can talk civil to each other, I'm cool. But if I tell you what I don't like, and then I'll tell me women don't do this. Say I could be like, I don't like you going to the clubs and stuff, dressing like this and all that, showing your body. If you got a man, you know what I'm saying, that's disrespectful. I don't think it's this, they get to, all that.
They call you insecure.
Yeah, it's insecure. That ain't insecure to me. That's, man, why do you want your woman to show her body part to the whole fucking world?
No responses, right?
Yeah.
That's just the times. That's the trend.
It ain't my,
I know an argument.
Yeah.
An argument, a woman told me, she said, well, he liked how he saw how I was dressing before I got with him. Why is it a problem now?
Oh, now on that part, I can answer it though.
I had to throw it out there.
I can answer that though. See, if you chose her dressed like that, I agree with the woman. How you gonna try to stop her from dressing like that now? You chose her at first. So you was the dummy for making her your woman.
Okay.
Am I right?
No. That's what you like. No, I like that.
Yeah.
But is the man wrong for him liking that and she was single at the time? Because you're single. You can do that.
Yeah.
You're taken now. Mm-hmm. So I want that to be my only vision. Is he wrong for that?
Yeah. Because he basically, I won't call her a hoe, but you presented yourself like one, so you was attracted to this hoe. As you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, you was attracted to her. You can't really, that's just like, you take a woman like a street dude. He staying out of prison, but your whole purpose of fucking with him because he get a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then you would hit him with, oh baby, I want you to stop. He gonna look at you like a fool. Nigga, I ain't about to stop. All his friends is thugs. They do the same thing he do, but you want him to sit in the house, he's miserable. Because that ain't him. Mm-hmm. You got to get somebody that they say opposite attract. You got to get somebody that's on the same level as you. They're just like me. I used to like wild women. I go by light-skinned women, caramel complexion women, or mixed women, or dark-skinned women with nice bodies. What they give me? Child support. I'm speak on it. It gets you child support, or you don't get to deal with your child. You know what I'm saying? The crazy stuff like that. So, as me being the age that I am, I can see a woman right now and be like, "Nigga, she pretty." I can compliment, "Hey, you nice looking," but I ain't gonna think about trying to holler at her because, for one, I peep your style. I peep a lot of stuff. I observe the company you keep. Think about it. Once you change a lot of stuff about yourself, you're going to take a lot of stuff that you used to do out your life. Mm-hmm. That's just like, if you see a woman and all her friends, loud, ghetto, ratchet, she dressed like a slut, but you got this woman trying to convince you, baby, I ain't like that, that's my friend.
I look at you going behind my man. How can I don't believe it?
I don't believe it. So I ain't going to take that chance of making her my woman. I might hit you at that time, but I ain't going to do no more with you. You get what I'm saying? Right. Because and then you got some of the ones that'll do this. They ain't going to tell you they really kick it with them. Or you got the ones that going to die down dealing with them as much because they with you. But if y'all break up, guess what she going to do? Straight back like how she was. So why take that time to do? I want a person that's real, not fake. Because you only can pretend for so long. until the real come out. Yeah, I didn't learn all that, so I just be like, nah, I ain't gonna do it. I don't pay them no attention. Like when I see the chicks, you see the chicks now, they wear the clothes, the shorts, and they booty cheeks. Fuck, come on, you don't know your ass hanging out. It's different if you wearing some shorts and you got a body but if your booty cheeks is falling out underneath, come on, you know that's too short.
Yeah,
you want attention. You want attention, but if soon as when a man approach you wrong, you're gonna say disrespectful. Shit, you disrespected yourself.
They don't want to hear the truth. That's why I say truth hurts. I agree with it. And women, they try to play that you insecure. I own up to it. It may be that, and I'm not willing to change that security.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to deal with this or you're not. Here's the thing I want to ask you. I feel like somebody was like, why didn't you ask this question? So if you can be upfront with a woman and tell them like what you're not dealing with and that you like multiple women, and as you get older now you know you want to get a foundation, what is the advice that you tell your daughter that if they say, well, I just want a lot of men? Because some people like this is double standard thing. So what's your take on that?
See, this is the thing though. I'm gonna tell you this is what I'll say. You can have as many boyfriends if you want, as long as you ain't having sex with them. If you having sex with every man, I'm the type of person, I'm going to tell my daughter straight up, you a hoe. I'm going to be the first person to tell you. I ain't going to sugarcoat it. You know what I'm saying? You can have all the dudes you want if you ain't having sex with all of them. If you got dude partners, that's what you choose to do. That's your friend, as you say. Be your friend. But don't that's my friend, but you fucking all your friends. Right. My daughter's smart. So I'm going to tell her how it is. That's if you a daddy's girl, you don't need nobody to tell no man to tell you cute or pretty. Your daddy tell you all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it like this. A lot of these women, they show their daughter. The mamas, nowadays you got the mamas. When we was coming up, we would look up to our daddies or uncles and stuff. Nowadays, the mamas look up to their daughters.
Trying to stay with the trends. That's true.
They stay with
because even my daughter mom be looking at me like, BL, you so out of touch. You gotta get what I gotta get in touch to.
Yeah.
I was talking to what's his name at the gig.
Yeah.
Vaughn, he was like, bro, you don't understand. This is how stuff work nowadays. I said, bro, he said, why don't you listen to no new artists? I said, at my age at 32, why am I listening to a 19, 20-year-old talking about stuff I already been there, done that? Like, what am I getting from that? I can listen to Yo Gotti, Ross, everybody that's older than me that own land, like they stuff move. And I'm not there yet. That's what I'm trying to do.
I'm glad you said that. Because look, I'm glad he said that because all the rappers, I remember being a teenager, all the rappers when we was coming up was teaching people if they sold drugs, they was selling drugs to get stores, properties, and The rappers nowadays is teaching you how to do the drugs.
I ain't never looking at it like
what the fuck?
They promoting it.
Yeah, they promoting the pop pills. They promoting you to pop pills. And, you know what I'm saying?
Crazy is the biggest example of that is Future. He even said it in an interview. He talks about popping pills and drinking lean. He don't even do none of it. Juice WRLD, rest in peace, even mentioned in an interview how Future is the reason why he got it started popping pills and sipping lean, and Future don't even do it.
That's crazy.
That's wild, and that's how he died, overdose.
And that's what I was trying to tell Vaughn at the gig. I'm like, Vaughn, you telling me I need to get on TikTok, I need to monetize. I'm telling you the stuff that you watching, it look good. They got the followers. They can make it like they got money, but behind the scenes, they staying with somebody, or they got a social media team doing stuff. The money ain't even adding up to their followers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because what are you having a monthly payment on? If you monetize something, you can make money from it, but there's another monetization where you making monthly income when you have to work hard for it. They got to keep posting stuff. It's like you a puppet at that time. You got to keep hustling your money, and it don't add up to your followers. What you doing?
Yeah, that's what I'd be like, man. And then, like, the craziest stuff I done seen, especially on Facebook in your stories, a lot of women be naked.
Oh, yeah. They can't show them else.
That's what I'm saying. They be naked in their stories. But they be some of the first ones that go on there and say, oh, these niggas ain't shit. These men this and these men that. I'll be like, you just exposed your body to you talking about all these men being in your inbox. They only in your inbox because what they see. Think about it. The pretty women, stay covered up, talk intelligent and all that, they don't get a lot of likes.
You know why they don't?
'Cause
Well, okay, likes. You're right, likes. But in real life, you know why they don't get approached? Which I want to hear what your response would be. They say they got that resting B face and they too stern. And men say, because that resting B face, I'll never approach. So when they're on social media not showing their body, it's kind of like the same thing. You don't get much likes.
Yeah.
The way you look.
Yeah. You know, I would rather go after that type of person versus a woman that show all her body parts and stuff like that.
Always you would go after that person or the person you are now?
The person I am now. Now, when I was, they didn't have social media when I was young.
Right. Which made it easier and better because you're trying to look like,
Yeah.
it's easy. I just went to the next to hit my hand.
Yeah. Boy, if they had social media back then, boy, I probably had
way more. Rubbing that knee.
Yeah. I probably would have had way more. I'm like, nah.
He said he would have had 24.
Probably. Yeah, 'cause it was just easy. Especially in the time when you get all the money and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I always wanted to do like documentary. I said, man, I want it to be real. I want my stuff. I'm not I don't want to be like a Hollywood type. I want to keep my stuff like intelligent but hood at the same time to where a person can relate. I want to tell it like, if I can't tell it like it is, I don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna never be a sellout. I ain't gonna never sell my soul for no money or none of that. I just want to remember who I am, like raw, uncut. That's just me though.
Yeah. So hold right there, because you go into the next topic. We gotta get to the other two. So to wrap up on time part, how do you view time? The word time.
Like for as what? Like
so, for example, some people look at time as it don't exist. If you spiritual, like time really don't exist. Other people, time management very important. Other people, I just live for the now.
Time
Other people,
management
they live in their past. Like so, when you look at time and everything you've been through, even people that do time in jail and they come out, they still stuck at whatever age they went in.
Right.
And some of them didn't take time to develop themselves.
Right.
So when you look at time, how important is it, and how do you utilize it in today's age?
Time is important to me because a lot of stuff can change. You know what I'm saying? You got, like you said, you got people that's in prison. They clothes that they wore was the stuff to them back then. 10 years later, you come out like, that's still old. You know what I'm saying? So, and then what you put in is what you get out. If you ain't putting nothing in your life, what can you expect out of it? You know what I'm saying? If you ain't did nothing with your life, stop blaming people. That's just like, I remember when everybody was blaming when Obama was in office. How we want a black president. Now be real. What black people do when he was in prison? He was a president.
Act the ass.
Yeah.
Got comfortable.
Yeah. And then too, I'm gonna say this. What did he do for black people?
He did some reforms and did a few things for select communities.
Good. Because he's from Chicago. He's from Chicago, like him. Yeah.
Obama didn't really do nothing for black people specifically until he got out the office. When he was in office, anything they did with so-called black people had every other race included, and even the other race still benefit more than the black people. It was nothing tailored towards it. You had stuff tailored to the Mexicans. You had stuff tailored to all the other communities, but none was specifically tailored to black people at all.
I think he went harder on black people.
See, that's a whole other topic because the president is just a face. Yeah. He got to just do what everybody was telling him to do.
You know what? I'm glad you said
that. So they gonna make him go harder.
Right. That's basically what we got. Because look, think about it. The president that we had, this is what I looked at it like, man, I think money got a lot to do with it too, and power. Because you know when we got Trump, that nigga came in as a nigga. I don't give a fuck.
He did. Mm-hmm. He did.
Drop weed cases, let them all go.
Yeah.
He did more for the black community than them.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
People hate hearing that. Yeah, they hate when you say that. Like people literally cuss me out because I said stuff like that.
It's true though.
I tell you all the time, like, if I was the one, I would vote Trump. How could you say that? Because he being himself. He not putting up a fake front. Even if he don't like niggas, he gonna tell you, I don't like y'all. You know what I mean? Like, I respect it. It's real. Like,
and to be honest with you, I have not heard directly anything racist from Trump at all. The only thing I saw is the media do Trump the same way they've done us.
Mhm.
That's all I've ever
They
seen.
do it.
I've been rocking with Trump even more when he gave Kanye a platform. He was talking about freeing people and freeing their movement. Once you put one of my main items on the page, free their movement, you got my support. Even though he didn't do it, you gave another black man from Chicago a platform to speak on it. Obama didn't speak on it like that. But Obama in the White House bumping Jay-Z and all these other people.
Ain't Obama supposed to be from Chicago? I thought he
Ain't
was
supposed to be is from Chicago. Him and Michelle.
Oh,
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
makes it even more interesting.
Exactly. But I can speak for that though, because I was so mad when we got out of office. That man done built foundations up there, opened up a lot of programs for media and entertainment. He been doing a lot for black people specifically in Chicago. So it's like,
So I kind of made up for it.
He made up for it.
But it's like you
Because
said.
he in control now.
I was just going to say that.
He under that oath. So he did what he want to do.
Yeah.
So I like it. I respect it. All right. So like I said, you were speaking into the next topic, which I want to go with goals. Versus then, your goals back then, from what I read in the book, was you just want to get some money. Like you got tired of being bummy and fresh. So you went through your age in life. You had kids. You got to the money. You had the cars. Like you learned a lot of stuff. But we know money will never stop, and with kids comes a lot of responsibility. Right. So, and money is the last topic. But when it comes to goals, what is your goals today? And for those who don't know, you haven't read the book yet. Make sure y'all go get this book. You can get it on Amazon. You can hit them up directly if you just want to. If you're in the area and want to pull up and all that. But make sure I get the book. You're going to hold on to every page. You're not going to want to put that book there. When it comes to your goals, explain to them more in detail why your goals was just get money then and get clothes, and what's your goals now.
Well, when you're younger, you're gonna think different. So back then, it was just money. Get money. You don't care really about going to prison or jail as long as you get it. You don't really got. I mean, most young dudes, they don't really care about nothing else besides getting money. And then reason why most young dudes want money, so they can see how many bitches they can fuck. Because it's gonna impress a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? If you took money out the equation, you wouldn't see a lot of death. Because they gonna kill you for some money. If you took money out, if you wearing jewelry or you flashy nice cars and you ain't got no money to get that, a woman gonna accept whatever type of man you are. You know what I'm saying? But that's the reason why they want it. Now, versus now, these my goals. One day get married, build with your wife, build a strong relationship with all my kids, live to see my grandkids lead themselves. You know what I'm saying? Get my small business off the ground. Some people say, "Are you too old?" People too old to do music. I ain't never too old to do nothing. You got rappers that's 50-something, close to 60 years old still rapping. If a person want me on a song or anything or a feature, I'm gonna do anything for that. Anything, you know what I'm saying? As long as it's legit, you know what I'm saying, to get a check. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna never stop. I ain't gonna never say I'm gonna be too old for it. I'm the type of person. If acting, I act. As long as my health good, I can be 80, 90 years old. You can just sit. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You can sit me in the chair. Hey, you give me $100, $200 check. I'm just saying, I'm coming to get it.
You keep saying check. You remind me of G says documentary. We said, man, cash is good, checks is better.
Yeah.
I know a lady that didn't get famous off of music until she was pushing 50. So
that might be me, but I get royalty checks off mine too. Yeah. They send me checks. Yeah. I'm on Apple, Spotify. You can pull me up and everything.
So we are back. This is part 2 of the episode, and we're talking about money. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about time. And we're talking about goals. Right now, we're on the pillar of goals, and I want to bring it back. And tell me, when it comes, we talking about money too. We talking about how you view money back then, and what do you like, how you look at money now. We talked about time. When it comes to the goals that you have, where are you looking to? What are you looking to achieve moving forward in this day and age?
What I'm looking for, basically, building my business up more. You know what I'm saying? Networking with a lot of business entrepreneur people like myself, and just basically doing my thing, expanding.
And what was the goals you had back in the day?
I really didn't have no goals back in the day, just get money. That's all I had back then, just getting to the money.
So when you look at goals, how do you look at it now though? When you hear the word goals, back then you had none. Now you have some. What happened? How did you start getting a little bit more goal oriented?
I say being a father plays more of a role than me because you got kids watching you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I look at it. I probably, if it wasn't for me having kids, I probably no telling where I'd be right now. You know, some people, when you got kids, you basically supposed to think and do stuff a little different than what you was doing at 1st.
Mm-hmm. So that brings me to that fourth pillar, money. So when it comes to money, back then, for me, example, I was hustling for the impression of women. I was wanting clothes with my father. I ain't finna buy you that. That's just too expensive. I ain't finna do that. And I'm going to school with Machiavelli shoes on my feet, K-Swiss, and people got the Jordans, the ones, making fun of me. I forget it. So now my money and my goal was become so attractive and impressive, I can get anything or any woman that I wanted when I wanted. Right. The money goal became it never was set. It was how much can I make, how fast can I make it. That's it. Right. When I started to move different is when I started learning about network marketing. Right. And started looking at money, and I've seen an interview that 50 Cent put out saying the streets of corporate America are parallel to each other. You see me winning, right? Right. And I kind of got what he meant, but I didn't because I'm not in business. No one of my family grows around business. So when I started seeing how they move money, what they care about is equity. Nipsey Hussle said that in a song called Stay Loyal, that the highest power of money is equity. Right. How do I get more ownership? Right. So then I started thinking, like, damn, you're right, that makes sense. So the 2 E's in business and life is how can you gain equity and how can you employ people? Right. That's how I started moving different with my money and everything. Right. So when it comes to you, when you look at money, how do you view money? Back then and how do you view money now?
Back then, you know, when you get money, the faster you get it, the faster you're going to blow it.
So, I never believe that. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because I did it. You know what I'm saying? I remember I bought a phone for like $46,000. And I ended up in 1 year giving them $7,500 for 1 year. And I got smart. Somebody told me, like, well, damn, you could have invested your money and bought property and all that. Then I thought about it, like, you know, that's true, but I was doing like other people be doing. But getting money back then versus now, you're going to hold on to your money more faster now than what you do back then, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to really work for it, you know what I'm saying? And make your money work for you. Back then, you know, when you get that fast money, it ain't nothing to go blow it. Because you know you just gonna get it right back, though. Yeah. Now that we putting in all the hard work, and you ain't gonna just blow that money like that. If your kids need something, you gonna get it, or you might get it. You know what I'm saying? But when you trying to build something, you gotta stack money. You know what I'm saying? You gonna hold on to your money more. So I say, me having money versus then, and trying to get more money now, it means more now than back then.
Facts. Thanks. Okay, so wrapping up, that brings me to every episode I wrap up with a rapid question, and I ask my interviewees what type of advice you have for the audience. So most of my audience, they are millennials, 18 to 35, and then you got some people, I forgot what that generation called, but the ones that's 50 and 70. Right. And why do I have that older bracket? Because I go around a lot of older folks, and like a lot of old folks, like seeing young men and women do positive things. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to the advice I would like you to share with them was something that if you had your last dying breath and you only had 2 minutes to explain what you want, what would it be? That's going to be one of the questions I'm going to get to. The other question on your tombstone, what would you want it to say? So before then, I want to do a rapid question. Time or money? Oh, it done with me, so I'm coming back on. Time. See, that's that time. Time and money calling. So, yeah, rapid question. Time or money?
Which one you say again? Hold on.
Which one's important? Time or money?
I say time.
Goals or relationships?
Goals.
You or family?
Me all day.
All right. Now, unpack time over money. Why time over money?
I pick time over money because you can make money through time. You know what I'm saying? You can't get time back.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I look at it.
And why do you pick goals over relationships? Some people feel like if you're too goal oriented, you ain't got no time for that.
Well, seeing what I see right now, I'd rather have more goals, and you know what I'm saying, because it ain't too many good relationships out here.
It's true.
A lot of people, you know, some people looking for sponsors, some people looking to use people. You got men using women, you got women to use men. I mean, so why not invest in yourself?
I love it. So most people always say family first.
No.
You say you. Why you?
Because some people can have a big family, and your biggest enemy could be your family. Not everybody in your family is happy for you or want to see you do good. They be the first one to tear you down behind your back. Oh, he think he's something, or she thinks she doing that. That's only because either they don't want to do nothing with themselves, or they see you probably gonna go somewhere further than them. So, you know, that's how I look at it.
That's real. All right. So wrapping up on this podcast, I definitely appreciate your time. I appreciate a lot of wisdom you shared. Can I have you back for another part?
Oh, for sure.
Awesome. I got some things I want to collaborate with you on.
Okay.
I want to unpack more stuff, more stories, more in depth outside of the 4 pillars.
Okay.
But before we go, when it comes to, you know, we all got a date that we're born and we got a date that we leave here. Unfortunately, we don't know, but I love to let people know how much I appreciate their time and presence while they're here, give them their flowers while they're here.
Right.
What advice would you give somebody if you had 2 minutes to give them real life advice due to your experiences when they come from a boy to a man? For the young men out there, what advice would you give them for those who still seeking to find themselves, have a purpose, and feel stuck in life?
You can do anything you put your mind to.
And then on the tombstone, you had to have a statement or a phrase. What would it say?
Come on, sorry.
I like it. Well, there y'all go. We have A1, aka author, artist, and actor,
Yeah.
Steven Anderson. Let the people know where they can follow you. How can they stay in touch with you?
Y'all can hit me up. I'm on Facebook, A1 Anderson, AWUN. You know what I'm saying? ANDERSON, and A1 Steve, AWNSTEVEN. Also, I got a YouTube channel. It's A1A1, AWN. And you also, you know, I got books on Amazon, 2 books. One of them is From a Boy to a Man right here. The other one is True First, Loyalty Over Love. You can type in AWN, you can find that. I'm everywhere. You can type me on Google. Everywhere.
Now you're on the flock.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
All right. And there we have it. A1. So again, remember y'all, sharpen your awareness, KD intelligence. And until next time, remember, always move different.
Like a Zam, I